All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Portland Lumberjacks. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman spinning past him. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. 47 yards on the ground. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90!
They go play action here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability, and I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Back to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a third down.
Detroit! Detroit! Check! 4 down!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And the Panthers coming out now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They'll set up a throw. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there for Carolina. And even 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. Incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now back to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Portland in control of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over, 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 over.
They'll look to throw here. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Mike's 50! Mike's 50! Gone! 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 Gone!
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And a right side completion here by LaFell. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. Breaks through the contact. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. down inside the 5 to the 4. 10 more there and another first down.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Jackson now to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those 6s on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll drop the throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fielded just inside the 20. What a spin. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, eluding the tackle. And now running right through it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. As they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And Gano's kick is right through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney! Over!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. This quarterback now 4 of 6 since taking over, and he's got a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Detroit!
They'll throw now on the final play. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This fielded at the 2. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Panthers have recovered. So the coach putting the blitz on. And remember, that coach, former defender in this league, he loves this.
Yeah, they love to see it happen because I think they just have that flashback about when they were playing, right? That's what we were taught. That's what we did. And they use that same impact with their own teams and do the same type of teaching.
They'll go with Foreman. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
Looking to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They're going to look to throw. Well, going deep here for Taylor. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On third down, it's Craig. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And Bullock will put this one through. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now at 16-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. We'll check on his status when we get back. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throw right side taken in by Pettis. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Brian Anger now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. This is taken at the 10. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here now the offense heading back out there. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants it.
Lucky 56. No. Check. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a 1st down.
He'll drop to throw. Always got some breathing room. Sheds off the tackle.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A good pickup there of 20 yards. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling, and this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's James. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Back to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
Back to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be third and a mile.
Gun! Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
All right, now, lucky 56.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Gun!
And they'll run it here. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here, 3rd and a yard.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On third down, it's Fuller, and he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
Gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. Looking sideline, incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Desmond Trufant. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Gano now to add the extra point. Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now back out comes the offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for Carolina, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Portland, they'll fall to 1-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
you.